Yo, what is up, everybody? And welcome back to our Titans Madden 26 Connected Franchise League. And yes, I am back after a long 2 weeks, 14 days. And I have a lot to talk about, actually. So that's why the intro is a little bit longer today. We're around like 4 minutes. So let me just get into it. Let me waste no time. So, first of all, I'm not leaving you guys. I am not disappearing off the face of the earth. This series is not abruptly ending like my other ones. No, 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 no. So, over the last 2 weeks, I have got like majorly sick, I believe, or actually, specifically 2 weeks ago, because that's when all this is really happening. Like, this video was recorded 2 weeks ago. All this, yeah, you guys get the gist. But I got like majorly sick the weekend, mostly the weekend that all of this was happening. So I think this game is being played on like a Friday or something. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like that whole yeah, I was just sick basically the whole time. And for the weekend, I was basically in bed. I could not do anything. I couldn't. It's not that I couldn't do anything, but like I just like couldn't stay out of the bed for long amounts of time. I was just like tired. I was literally bedridden like most of the time. I just could not get out of bed. I even missed a day of school. That's how bad it got. So that's one reason why it has taken me so long. I'm just the time that I was supposed to be using to edit and make these videos, I was just bedridden. And then on top of that, sports has started, so I don't really have time to do it on the weekdays anymore. So that's another thing. And then I think that also goes into my next point. Our Week 18 match against the Jacksonville Jaguars will never be uploaded, which is why you see we are here in the wild card, taking on the Broncos as the 3 seed, not the 2 seed. And I probably should have started the video off with that. I am the 3 seed, not the 2 seed, because in Week 18 against the Jaguars, I decided to take the operative action of not playing the starters. I really thought that there wouldn't have been a big difference between playing the starters and the backups, because here's the thing, the two matchups that we were promised to get no matter what happened. Now, the first matchup, we would have been if we would have played our starters and beat the Jaguars, we would have been the 2 seed and we would have taken on the Jaguars again in the wild card. So we would have played them 2 weeks in a row. And when I had my starters in, I already beat the Jaguars. I was confident that I could maybe do it again. So there wasn't a big diff in that. And then now being the 3 seed, since we lost to the Jags, we are taking on the Broncos, which is a team that we beat in week 1. So it was like either way, I was pretty confident that I could either lose or win and beat both of the teams that we were given. So obviously, with our loss, we are taking on the Broncos, a team like I just said we beat in week 1, a team that we were pretty much dominating for that whole game until around that fourth quarter. Same thing with the Jaguars. Like that fourth quarter, that second half, both of those teams decided to come back or decided to try and mount a comeback. For the Broncos, especially, I think we won that game like 34 to 28, and I think the closest we let it get was 34 to 20, and then they got like a really lucky touchdown on like the last couple plays, like maybe like the last 2 minutes of the game. They took a deep shot, just happened to be a touchdown, and we won that game. And with the Jags, we almost let up that comeback. So it is what it is. We are now that 3 seed taking on the Broncos, and now we can't just be confident. We need to actually win. We can't just be confident with it. We need to win, and hopefully this can be a decisive win. And more of this time, if it is starting to become a decisive win at halftime, we can actually not start to give up a comeback. As you see on the first and 10, we handed it off to Tony Pollard, who got a 6-yard gain, and on 2nd and 4, he got himself a first down. We are starting the game off good with this running attack, and as you see, we are lagging. Man, oh man, Madden is not on our sides for this first quarter so far. Well, I guess we got our running game in, but starting off the game lagging is not good as we hit Kimray DK and we are past field at the 37-yard line now. And another thing I actually want to mention is before these players playoffs, we signed one person, and that would have been Quez Watkins. So I don't know if you guys realized on the kickoff return, but that was Quez Watkins returning as we had as we had Kimure DK over the middle. As now on first and 10, Nick Bonito, the Broncos X Factor edge rusher, almost lights up Cam Ward. Luckily, he just got the ball away, not taking that sack. Now 39 after 1 yard gain. Cam Ward and the Titans in that gun strips. Play clock winding down. Cam Ward dropping back to pass, going over the middle for Tony Pollard, who just brings in the catch. 4th and inches in the goal line formation. Cam Ward takes it on the quarterback sneak, and he will easily have it. Look, if you can't beat them, join them. I haven't figured out the quarterback sneaks, and it looks like neither has this Broncos opponent as we hand it off to Tony Pollard. 1st and goal from the 1 yard line. Handing it off to Tony Pollard. He's fighting in for the touchdown. Man, oh man, look at that. This is an amazing start to the game so far. We are up 7-0 as Joey Sly is here to kick it away. Our perfect kicker. Oh my God. And that brings up another point. In our Week 18 matchup against the Jaguars, Joey Sly missed his first and only kick of the season. I believe I just remembered that talking about Joey Slide, but I believe it was like he missed like maybe like a 60-yard field goal or something like that. It was a don't worry, it wasn't like an easy field goal that I absolutely butchered. It was like a long field goal that because of the wind, it just ended up being a very missed field goal as Happy Gilmore makes a juke move. Happy Gilmore in the open space. He is at the 10-5 and in for the touchdown. And man, oh man, that looked like that play was going to be ended as soon as he caught the ball, but he just breaks a tackle. Cody Barton went for a head stick and he absolutely airballed. Then he got some good blocks from his wide receivers and he was gone just like that. And look, our before our week 1 game, we said Happy Gilmore was going to be the guy that we needed to watch out for, and he is still that guy we need to watch for, and he is proving why early on. I think in that week 1 matchup, he didn't. Actually, I shouldn't say he didn't do a lot against us. I think he got like one good deep ball on us, I believe, and then other than that, he was pretty much locked up the whole game. So if we can keep it that way, if we can let that be his one good reception, and then the rest of the game we lock him up, I'll take it. I'll just let that happen, as that will be our last play of the first quarter. Now into the second quarter, Cam Ward taking it off on this RPO play that we found. Cam Ward doing a little bit of a bad juke, and he's now getting blown up. Hit a little bit of a Lamar Jackson there. I was trying to slide as Talanoa Hufanga absolutely destroyed Cam Ward. We will not be trying to take any more of those hits. Look, we need to go down. And I guess this can go into. I guess I can actually go into this. So our Week 18 matchup against the Jags, Will Levis isn't a bad quarterback actually. Like he's not the worst. As Kimure DK will get us into going for it on 4th and 1. He broke a tackle, then hurdled over a guy just to get it for us. As now Kimure DK again has it on the drag route, and he is into the end zone for a touchdown as Joey Sly has his kick up and good. And actually, Kimure DK did an amazing job in those last 2 plays. Because actually, if Kimure DK doesn't break that tackle, we would have had to take our field goal. Because like I said, these 4th down rules, 4th and 2 from past your own 35-yard line, and then it's 4th and 5 from 10 yards in. So it's like if Kimure DK doesn't break that tackle, we're taking a 10-7 lead right now instead of a 14-7 lead. But going back to our Week 18 matchup, which goes into why I will not be letting Cam Ward take any more big hits. Well, you shouldn't just let that happen anyway. It's your starting quarterback. But Will Levis is like a oh my god, an early on Cam Ward quarterback as Jeffrey Simmons gets a sack and a forced fumble. One of the Broncos linemen picks it up now 4th and 29 here. I believe that is Ryan Stonehouse who's going to punt it away to Kimure DK, who cuts back outside. Kimure DK trying to find himself some space. Doesn't get much, but Jesus, let me get to what I was saying. Will Levis is like Cam Ward from early on in the season, if you know what I mean. He's the quarterback who can make throws when you need him to, but when you he can make like good deep throws, but when you need him to take an easy outlet, sometimes he'll just absolutely butcher it, which is why I say he's like early season Cam Ward. Like who'll make amazing throws, but then when you ask him to throw like a 2 yard drag route, he's just absolutely butchering it. So like hopefully if Cam Ward does get injured in these playoffs, we know that we'll have a decent backup quarterback, but like other than that, we cannot have that as Cam Ward hitting Calvin Ridley, who gets cut stick down at the 4 yard line. Now first and goal, 2 minute warning, gunner helmet motion. Cam Ward dropping back to pass, going for Chigazi Mokakuo, and it's almost caught by Kimray DK off the deflection by Pat Surtain. Just barely caught as Cam Ward going for the end zone, and it's batted into the air again, and we are almost putting our hands in the cookie jar. I believe that was Jahade Barron with the breakup. Now Cam Ward rolling out of the pocket on third and goal, going for Kimray D. I mean Chigaziem Okonkwo, but he cannot get those little toes down. Now fourth and goal from the 4 yard line. Cam Ward dropping back to pass. Cam Ward under pressure from Talanoa Hufanga, but he gets it to Tony Pollard, who just came across the field at the right time. And now the Titans have a 14-point lead. And this is looking like a lot like our week 1 matchup. And hopefully we could keep this lead. We need a stop as Marvin Mims gets it to the 30-yard line. A minute 37 left in the first half. Bo Nix dropping back to pass on first and 10 out of the single back, going for Evan Ingram, and they say it was broken up. Didn't get a good angle on that. Obviously, the camera on the behind as Bo Nix dropping back to pass again, going underneath for Evan Ingram, who cannot hang on again. Now third and 10, a minute 30 left from the 30-yard line. Bo Nix in that 5 wide, dropping back to pass, big pressure. It's batted up into the air. Cortland Sutton broken up by Darnell Baker, and that blitz just got there in time. Because I'm not gonna lie, if we half a second later, and that probably would have been a completion. Because that ball was in the air for a long time as we get it underneath to Chigaziem Okonkwo, who has a little bit of space. He just goes out of bounds. Doesn't want to rush the Titans offense now from the 47-yard line, almost in Joey Sly field goal range. Cam Ward going deep, and it's just overthrown for Kimray DK. Or maybe if Kimray DK would have jumped, he would have had it. But what can you say as we get it underneath to Chigaziem Okonkwo, who goes out or is more tackled out at the 45-yard line. Now about in Joey Sly's field goal range. We hand it off to Tony Pollard up the middle, who has the first down. A little bit more. Tony Pollard breaking tackles, fighting for extra yards, getting down to the 26-yard line. And with that play, we actually took out Tony Pollard and subbed in Tajay Spears now off the play action. Cam Ward going underneath for Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley breaking the tackle, breaking 2 tackles and getting down to the 4-yard line. First and goal with 34 seconds left, looking to take a 28-7 lead. Cam Ward going over the top for Chigaziem Okonkwo, but it is forced out there. Now in the pistol formation, Cam Ward handing it off to Tony Pollard and Dre Greenlaw, who forced the ball out from Okonkwo's hands. Now stops Tony Pollard 2 yards early. Now third and goal off the read option. Cam Ward takes it. Cam Ward is going to be in for the touchdown, and the Titans are saying they want to go to the divisional round as it's almost blocked. But, man, oh man, it was not blocked. As Joey Sly is now just going to kick the ball out of the back of the end zone. And something I'm actually just realizing, I don't know why Johnny Hecker is not our kickoff kicker anymore. It used to be Johnny Hecker, but it changed to Joey Sly. I don't know if I did something. I don't know if I'm the reason for that, as Bo Nix taking off, has some space, makes a little bit of a cut move inside, and he actually forces the Broncos to use their last timeout. Now Bo Nix having to go out of bounds, going deep for Happy Gilmore, and he comes back, but the Broncos will not even try to go no huddle to spike this ball, and the game will just go to halftime. And Bo Nix, a horrible decision, man. He made that little stutter step inside and gave Kevin Winston the green light to basically just light him up in bounds. And If he didn't do that and everything went according to how it just went, the Broncos could honestly have gone into halftime 28-10 at least, maybe 28-14, because they would have had another play. But now out of the half on first and 10, Bo Nix copying the Titans with a little RPO run action, and he will have an amazing gain now at the 26-yard line in obvious field goal range. Bo Nix dropping back to pass, getting it underneath for Cortland Sutton, who has some space. Cody Barton trying to strip, or not Cody Barton, Cedric Gray trying to strip the ball out there, but it did not work out. Now first and 10 from the 13-yard line. Bo Nix going for Happy Gilmore, who breaks another tackle off the catch, and he is into the end zone. And man, oh man, we cannot. That is the second time in this game we cannot bring Happy Gilmore down after the grab. He just breaks that first tackle apparently, and he's 2 for 2 every time he breaks a tackle after the grab. He's in for a touchdown as Quez Watkins cuts back inside. Quez Watkins breaks a tackle off the strip and gets it to the 49-yard line. And going back to that, I talked about how we signed Quez Watkins. I don't know if I told you the reason why we signed Quez Watkins as Tajay Spears still in the game, breaking one tackle, getting to the 32-yard line. We signed Quez Watkins because we have no wide receivers on this roster. If you guys have not seen it already, as Tajay Spears is trying to break the tackle off from pass retain, but he still gets about a 12-yard gain to the 18-yard line. I don't know if you guys have actually seen. I don't know if I showed the roster that many times, but um, we have no wide receivers. Past Kimure DK, past Kimure DK. Who's our Alec Anyumeyer who makes a grab right there? That's what I was looking for. Kimure DK, Alec Anyumeyer, and Calvin really past that. We basically have no wide receivers. I believe we at this time we have like 4 wide receivers on the roster. Our next receiver would be James Prost Jr., a 68 overall. So I took it to the liberty to sign a wide receiver. As you see here, this is supposed to be a full 5 wide formation as we go for Alec Meyer, and he gets it on a slant route for a touchdown. That's supposed to be a full 5 wide formation. 5 wide meaning 5 wide receivers, but it's not 5 wide receivers. Chigoziem Okonkwo was on the field there, so it's like I was like, you know what, we need a wide receiver. So I was like, I might as well just get Quez Watkins. He was cheap and he was fast. As you guys know, if you really remember Quez Watkins from like or I should say really OG man, but if you remember Quez Watkins, he has like 94 speed. He was Eagles speedster wide receiver, known for his little 91 catch against the San Francisco 49ers that wasn't in for a touchdown, which is really unfortunate because the Eagles ended up losing that game. You know what? I'm going into the Eagles fan lore. I shouldn't be doing that right now. I have a game to be commentating. As we send up the blitz on second and 10, it does not get home as Happy Gilmore making a couple moves on that out route, getting it to the 35-yard line. He is averaging 30 yards a catch right now. He is really putting this Broncos offense on his back as on first and 10, Bo Nix hands it off. But it does not get much now. Now second and 8, going on the RPO to Happy Gilmore, who has some space. Happy Gilmore, juke it back inside. Happy Gilmore is not going to get into the end zone. And out of the 201 yards that Bo Nix has passing, at least 150 of those have gone to Happy Gilmore as J.K. Dobbins is into the end zone for a touchdown. And we just need to keep scoring and scoring, as that looked like one of our players that was actually injured on the field. I do not know who, as Will Lutz is here to kick it away to Quez Watkins, who will have himself a return trying to get outside, but 3 Broncos defenders swarm that little gap. Now first and 10 that start off the drive, we hand it off to Tajay Spears, who's still in the game. We have not put Tony Pollard in. Something that happens a lot when I sub in Tajay Spears, I usually forget to bring back in Tony Pollard, as Tajay Spears now on the Texas route has himself some space and a big first down off the big gainer. A red accuracy ball that just happened to get there as we handed it off on first and 10. Tajay Spears breaking one tackle. Tajay Spears in open space breaking another tackle. And my goodness, Tajay Spears. He is breaking tackle after tackle. And this man, oh my God. You guys don't know. Tajay Spears is a dog. Tajay Spears in this Titans franchise holds a special place in my heart. I don't know why, but he is amazing at what he does for some reason. Like during this game, I don't know why, but Tajay Spears was really a motivator for me as we get it to him on the screen pass here, showing off the vision. Titans linemen pancaking Broncos defenders left and right now from the 4 yard line on first and goal. Cam Ward looking to pass, going over the middle for Keemery DK, who has another receiving touchdown. And we tried to take a PAT up there with Joey Sly, but I thought we were going to miss it, so I called our first time out. Denver also used their first time out. I totally forgot to go over that, but now both teams um down to two timeouts on the day as Jaleel McLaughlin stops in the middle of the field and he gets blown up. Now a Titans lateraling the ball. What is Amani Hooker doing? And now the Jahade Barn with the pickup. And oh my God, too much happened there. And I did not know that was going to happen there as Evan Ingram has a catch. And basically what happened there is the Broncos his controller died, and I thought that's what happened. So I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna try to do anything too special here. I'm just gonna give him the ball back, and hopefully my niceness doesn't end up in a Broncos touchdown because I honestly could have just taken that in for a touchdown, but I decided not to be a little nice and oh my God, here it comes. Cortland Sutton off the deep ball, burning Chiadobe Awuzie, and my niceness was taken for granted. I'm never doing that again. See, this is what being nice ends up. People just score a touchdown on you just like that. I call myself trying to be like, oh, you know what? I know your controller died. I'm going to give you the ball back. He was like, nope, I'm just going to score on you 3 plays later. It's okay, though. We still have ourselves a nice 13-point lead with 6 minutes left if we can hang on to this one. Not let any more big hits like that to Quez Watkins happen. We can be on our way to the divisional round off play action now. Cam Ward going deep for the new acquisition, Quez Watkins, and it's off the fingertips. Now 2nd and 10 from the 25-yard line. We tried to take our shot there. I thought Quez Watkins had himself a step. Obviously, he didn't. Tajay Spears gets about a 7-yard gain to the 32-yard line. Now out of the 5 wide formation, Broncos call a timeout as the Titans actually called a timeout. Maybe the play clock was winding down there. I was not paying attention fully as Tajay Spears makes a spin move, fighting for the first down, and he just gets it. Man, oh man, Tajay Spears, he is a dog. He has that dog in him. He really does. As Tajay Spears on 1st and 10, obviously blowing up. The Broncos call their second timeout, trying to save all the time they can from the 35-yard line. Cam Ward looking to pass a little high for Calvin Ridley, but he's able to bring it down to his chest. Now 3rd and 3 with about 4 minutes left. Broncos obviously dialing up a heavy blitz. We hand it off to Tajay Spears, who's just going to get the first down. And the Broncos now use their last timeout. Now we just have to run all the clock we can. Tajay Spears on 1st and 10. Oh my God. Injury timeout. Come on. That stops the clock for just another play. Cam Ward dropping back to pass. Cam Ward going deep for Elganu Mario, who burned Jahad Barron. He is in for the touchdown, and the Titans will put this lead put this lead back up to 20 as Joey Sly is here to kick it away to Jaleel McLaughlin, who will have himself a return trying to take it off Broad Street, but we'll get to about the 30-yard line. Now we really just need one stop and this game is about over. Or even if the Broncos score, this game will probably still be over unless they get that onside kick. They have no timeouts here. As you see, they obviously know that. They're starting off no huddle already. Second and 11. Jeffrey Simmons looking to sack Bo Nix once again. He cannot get there. Bo Nix doing a business decision, just deciding to throw it anywhere. As now 3rd and 11. Bo Nix going for Happy Gilmore, who has himself another grab on the day, and he's breaking tackles left and right. And Bo Nix surpasses 300 yards. And Bo Nix is obviously having an amazing game for having a team that is down so badly. And this is not an amazing throw as it's almost picked off by, I believe that was Chiadobe Awuzie, who he had it right in his hands, but he just decided that he was not going to be catching anything today as Patrick Bryant II gets a first down for the Broncos now from 39-yard line off the RPO. Marvin Mims on the grab gets it out of bounds to the 28-yard line. Now with 2 minutes and 47 seconds remaining, Bo Nix sends his running back J.K. Dobbins in motion, throws it to him short, gets a 2 yard gain from the 26, still in that no huddle. Obviously, have to be dropping back to pass, looking for a little mesh concept. Bo Nix going outside for one of his tight ends. He just gets it out of bounds, comes up with the grab though. Third and four. Tight ends getting stuck, changing formations. Happy Gilmore up the seam, gets blown up by, I believe that was Kevin Winston Jr. Now at the 15-yard line, clock still winding. Bo Nix dropping back to pass, getting it to Happy Gilmore. Not getting it to Happy Gilmore, but they say Chiadobe Awuzie got there just a second too early. Defensive pass interference was a call. Now first and goal. Bo Nix is picked off by Kaiir Elam, who played underneath and just got himself the interception. Bo Nix's first mistake of the day will be his last of the season. Khalil Mullings now out of the Wildcat, handing it off to Quez Watkins, who has the speed to get outside, has the speed to get the first down, and has the speed to fully send the Titans to the divisional round. And with that, the game will be over. The Mayo Man coming in to knee it. Everybody in Tennessee is out of their seats. Tennessee is seeing their first playoff win since the COVID years. And we did what we were supposed to do. And this is why I was confident either winning or losing that game in week 18. I said we could beat the Broncos. We just couldn't let up that comeback. We couldn't let that comeback happen how we almost did in week 1. And we didn't. We got our decisive lead at halftime, and we just never took our foot off the gas. As you see our post-game highlights here, and for the Broncos, he played a really good offensive game. Like he didn't have a lot of mistakes, and I feel like having a lot of mistakes is a lot different. Because by mistakes, I really mean like no interceptions. As you see there, Cam Ward had an amazing game, 19 for 28, about 270 and 5 touchdowns. But Bo Nix, what do you have, like 300 plus passing yards, 3 touchdowns, and he didn't really throw an interception until crunch time. And honestly, it was a lucky interception by me. I got stuck using Kaiir Elam, so I was like, you know what? He hiked the ball. I might as well just play it, and we just ended up to be on the zig route. We read it perfectly, got that pick, and we ended it. But you know what? A win is a win. There's obviously nothing to complain about. There's nothing to really look at. But for us, we will be advancing to the divisional round to take on the Ravens, a team that wasn't really a loud team this season. It's not a team I really looked at. Now, obviously, a team I was expecting to make the playoffs because the Ravens, they do have a little bit of a stacked roster, so I'd be a little surprised if they didn't. But they made the playoffs at 11-6. I believe they're like the fifth seed. So, yeah, other than that, that is going to be it for me in this video. As you see, the 7 seed Jaguars have upset the 2 seed Bills, and maybe we're a little happy we were the 2 seed, and that's not us, because that looked like an amazing game nonetheless. But other than that, that is really going to be it for me in this video. You guys will be seeing the rest of the playoff highlights as the Commanders absolutely dominate the Cardinals in the wild card round. But I might as well say it again. That's going to be it for me in this video. Hopefully, I will get the next playoff video out maybe tomorrow night. I'm trying. I'm working crunch time with getting these videos up. I'm way behind. This league is in the next season in week 5, and I'm still in the last season playoffs. But other than that, that's going to be it for me. I hope you guys enjoy. Like, subscribe, drop a comment, and peace.